Devello Studio, your code in the cloud. Deploy to FTP. If you plan to deploy your project using FTP, this video will show you how it can be done in Devello Studio. Before starting deployment process of this small game to FTP, an important feature of Devello Studio should be explained. As you see, save buttons are disabled and there is a lock icon at the top right corner of screen. As you may have guessed, this project is read-only. Although a read-only project can be deployed, but as we're going to slightly change the project, we have to fork it and then work on the forked version. Fork dialog, which can be called from File menu, looks pretty much the same as new project. You can either continue with the suggested name or enter a new one. New project has been created with the given name, containing exactly the same content as original one. It is not read-only anymore, so all changes can be saved. Previous to starting with deploy, it's better to take a look at Repositories tab in Project Settings pop-up. If project is created by importing from FTP, these FTP-related fields will be automatically filled. If you fill these fields here and save settings, information entered here will appear in Deploy dialog by default as well. Deploy dialog can be called from Tools menu and has two tabs, one for uploading to FTP and another one for committing to GitHub. Commit to GitHub will be discussed in a separate video. Address of the FTP server plus its username and password should be entered in respective text boxes. Text box located at the bottom gets an optional folder name which will contain your project and will be created if doesn't already exist. By default this folder takes name of the project, also it can be left empty, which means project will be copied to the root folder of FTP address entered above. If your FTP server supports anonymous login, you can select this checkbox and then there's no need to fill username and password fields. Finally, a click on Upload button will trigger the process, and if everything works out well, project will be uploaded to FTP path specified by you. Now we check to see whether files are there. Yes, it has been successful. Back again to Repositories tab in Settings pop-up, we see that FTP address, username and password are now automatically filled using values entered in deploy form, although they can be changed at any time. Besides deploying the whole project to FTP, Devello Studio enables you to upload individual files or folders as well. In this way you can always keep your FTP repository up to date when something changes in project or anything is added. For demonstrating this feature, we're going to create a new CSS file containing all styles needed for Canvas element, also our HTML file will be slightly changed. After CSS file is filled with necessary styles, it needs to be referenced in HTML file in order to take effect. As already discussed in another video, copy full path can be used here to quickly make a link to the style file. Both files should be saved before being deployed. Then, the new CSS file and changed HTML file should be uploaded to FTP. Right-click on Files, and select Upload to FTP command from Deploy. Of course, pay attention that FTP repository fields in project settings should have been already filled before you can upload any file in this way. After refreshing FTP folder, we can see the newly uploaded files. Even folders can be uploaded. In this case all files and folders included in them will be copied to FTP. Stay tuned for more, you will be impressed.